Hi, it's Krista, and today I have a quick tip for you in Photoshop Elements in regards to reconfiguring scatters. I'm going to start with a blank workspace, and in this blank workspace I've set up a square with a white stroke and a slight shadow to make it look like a photo. And I want to add some scattered beads around the ends. Now, in your elements of supplies that you may get from a designer when you to make a scrapbook page, sometimes the scatters are not all in the right area where you want them. Now, there's an easy way to reconfigure that element so it fits your page. I'm going to start with locating a scatter, and I'm going to choose this kit by Pink Reptiles Designs of the lily pad. The kit I'm using is the Brand New Year, and this is the Elements pack. And inside this Elements pack there's quite a few different types of elements that I could choose. I'm going to end up picking this bead scatter. But there's these bullet dots, the bullet hearts, the bullet X's, then there's these blue dots here, and then also here at the end there's these doodled stars. But as I said before, we're going to go ahead and select these beads. So we're going to work with those. Okay, and now I'm going to just place this exactly where I want it. I'm going to make it like this so that the corner of the frame is working with that. Now, right now it's hidden underneath the photo, and what I want to do is I want that above the photo. So I'm just going to grab that in my layer panel and bring the element up above the photo. I'm going to right click on this and simplify it so that we can work with those scatters. I'm also going to add a slight shadow just so that it stands out a little bit. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm just going to add a default shadow. I'm just going to also bring down the size and the distance. Just all I want to do is have this stand out a little bit more so that you can see it better. Okay, so now we have a slight shadow so it pops a little bit. And these 5 little beads right now are currently overlapping on the photo frame. And what I want to do is, while this whole little scatter is a great configuration, I want to move this and reconfigure it for my layout. So in order to do that, I can just select the layer. So now my bead layer is selected, and I want to choose the polygonal lasso tool so that I can section off the beads that I want to move. So I'm going to choose this polygonal lasso tool, and at the bottom of the toolbar is the tool panel, and inside, nestled with the polygonal lasso tool, is your regular lasso and your magnetic lasso tool. So we're just going to make sure that the polygonal lasso tool is selected, that the add to selection box is selected. We want to leave the feather as 0 and anti-aliasing as checked. And what I want to do is just put a little selection around those 5 beads. And now I have the little marching ants. I'm going to switch over to the Move tool by selecting that in my toolbar, or you can even press V on your keyboard, and that will use the Move tool. And all you do is grab it and move it. So I want to move it to the other point of my photo. And now we're going to select and deselect, or Control D on a PC or Command D on a Mac to deselect the marching ants. So now, while that was originally all together as one scatter, I reconfigured the scatter so it looks better with my page. And if I go to the scatter in the layer panel, I can just turn this off, and you can see that they're still on the same layer. What I want to do now is I want to add portion of the beads over here, so I form that triangle eye view of elements. And how I can do that is, instead of now just selecting out and moving the 5 beads like I did before, I'm going to duplicate this section of beads. And how I do that is I'm going to again use the polygonal lasso tool. I'm going to do a quick selection with that around the 5 beads here, and now I'm going to hold down my Alt, and first I'm going to use the mover tool, and now I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to grab it and I'm going to drag it up to the top, and that now duplicates it because I've chosen the Alt key. And now I'm just, while the ants are still marching and it's still selected, I'm just going to rotate it a little bit and place it exactly where I want it. And I'm going to click the green check mark. And now I'm going to Control D to deselect. And there you have it. So here I've formed that triangle of elements of the scatters of the beads. If you look, all of the beads are on one layer. And you have now taken the original element and reconfigured it. So I hope you've enjoyed that quick tip. We've moved and we've duplicated, and you can do this with any element. It just doesn't have to be beads. But if you want to duplicate, all you have to do is hold down the Alt key and grab your element and move it, and it will duplicate it. So I hope you found this quick tip useful, and we will see you again on the next quick tip. Thank you.